few other nice standard Frazer features that you might not be aware of. We have all LED lighting on the interior as well as the exterior. These actually work on a three-way switch. So if you want to turn them off, we set them up on two separate banks. And there's the AC. You can see the AC is working very well, especially if you're sitting right here. If you want to turn off 7 of the LEDs in the 12-foot box or in the 14-foot box, it would be 9 of them, and leave one on so that the person sitting in the captain's chair can see what's going on at their action wall. You can do that, or if you want to turn that front light off, you can as well. The other availability that these LEDs have is to turn them on low. This right here is about the equivalent light output wise of what we used to have with the fluorescents. The LEDs are running right at, or almost 3 times brighter. So there's your low mode, off, and then you can see what they do in high. So it looks very much like a mobile operating room, mobile emergency room, because essentially that's what this is. Let's see what else might not everyone know about our magnets on our cushions. So back, I don't know how many years ago, one of our managers said, we all knew we needed to get rid of the Velcro. Somebody came up with the idea of using magnets. And I didn't think we could come up with magnets that were going to be strong enough, but these magnets have 71 pounds of pull force per linear foot. And when you get them back on here, you need to get your hands out of the way. Also makes it very easy to clean. This particular unit is set up for the winch system. They use the TransSafe bariatric winch system. So you can't really see much of what's in here right now, but they have extra cot mounts on the floor at the back, and then in front of the captain's chair they have additional floor mounts. That is where the housing for the winch will mount just in front of the captain's chair, the ramp at the rear, and then it gets plugged in over there at the action wall. This is the setup that quite a few folks are using when they need to lift the heavier cots and folks back in here without having back injuries and looking at those sorts of things. This unit also has a refrigerator in it, which happens to house our water because it's hot outside. I mean, we got all kinds of fun here today. So we've got our water in here. Most folks aren't going to use this for water, but they're going to use it for the saline therapy that a lot of the folks in Texas and I guess across the country have gone to. Another change that we've made, I want to say maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, was our backboard compartment. One of our customers in Oklahoma didn't like the door that we had there, which was a clamshell door. This is the same compartment size. It's just a door with an insert now versus the older style clamshell door that we had that was difficult to close. So now, real door, same setup, 2 to 3 backboards and a scoop depending upon what you're running. Finally got away from the plastic license plate light or license plate light housing, and we've gone to a cast one, and it has an LED in there. From the outside looking at the AC, this AC system works differently than the older heat pump, which were the R22 systems. The R22 system pulled the air from the bottom. This system pulls the air across your coils from the driver's side and exhausts it out here, out the back. So much better from a lot of standpoints. You're not pulling hot air off of the asphalt in the middle of the summer. So that's a vast improvement for the system there. We'll just check and see how our temperature is. And we've hit 98.6. So we'll see. We're supposed to hit over 100 today, and we'll see how if it holds just like it should inside. Let's go over to the passenger side. I'm going to show you the DEF tanks. So a lot of you are aware that any of the new diesel chassis after 2010, with the exception of International, have these DEF tanks, which is for the diesel exhaust fluid. A little bit different for each chassis manufacturer. Ford, we have the fill here on the passenger side. Chevrolet actually has the fill under the hood. The Dodge fill is on the driver's side between the box and the chassis. little bit different between each manufacturer is how far you have, or how often you need to refill it, but a good rule of thumb is going to be every oil change, so roughly about every 3,000 miles. I believe this is about an 8-gallon tank here. You do have to watch with your DEF storing it. It does have some temperature parameters where you don't want it to get too warm and get too cold, or it could end up shortening the life of that DEF.